Many of your favorite Marvel films contain numerous action moments. Many of these necessitated your favorite superheroes stepping outside of their comfort zones. There have been several occasions where filming these scenes became so intense that it was unsafe for everyone involved. For the audience, seeing these stunts in movies is immensely thrilling. Some of us might even believe that the CGA created all of these scenes. However, several situations were extremely hazardous to film. Here are 10 Marvel scenes that were too dangerous to film. Before we get further, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about all these videos. Alright, let's get to it. Number 10. Chris Pratt had always wanted to do some of Star-Lord's stunts himself. However, he had no idea how deadly that could be. The intention was for Pratt to double the fall to Earth with the controlled speed, eventually landing on a mat while completing an action that had him and his stunt actor hung 15 feet in the air. Regrettably, things didn't go as planned. Pratt was accidentally thrown down at twice the speed by the crew, and he attempted to land in a position that wouldn't injure the stuntman, but it was a difficult landing. At number 9, during the combat sequence between Spider-Man and Captain America, Cap backhands Spider-Man with his shield, and stuntman Marvin Ross would be pulled forward by a ratchet and wire, which would activate a dead man line tied to his back. This meant he would be slammed to the ground whenever someone hit him, and shortly after the first take, Ross felt unable to move. Though the shot was brilliant, it was hard for Ross to pull off.
I won't ask a second time.
At number 8, when filming Spider-Man's encounter with the malevolent Vulture in Homecoming, Tom Holland thought he made the right decision. Spidey is dumped in a lake at the end. Holland pleaded with the team to let him do the act at first. Finally, in the film's most perilous act, the stuntman was flown out of a helicopter and then dunked into the lake. Holland was relieved that he didn't have to do it after seeing it play out. Watching the stuntman perform the dive, he claimed, was the scariest thing he'd ever witnessed. At number 7, Zoe Saldana enjoys doing a lot of her stunt work. Of course, when she gets the chance. However, this doesn't make it any less terrifying at times. Zelda was forced to jump from a height of roughly 30 feet, and she forgot that the jump would feel more like a free fall due to the use of wires. James Gunn didn't like Zeldana's performance in the sequence and made her repeat the jump. Maybe she was scared, but ultimately she had to do the jump again. At number 6, Chadwick Boseman had trouble seeing out of his mask when filming T'Challa in the Claws battle in South Korea. Andy Serkis, who had only expected a standard combat sequence, was even more disappointed, but he wasn't expecting Boseman to be so invested in the job. In the first take, he accidentally kneed Serkis in the chest so hard that he thought his ribs were fractured. Furthermore, the same scene would be filmed 30 times. That's quite a big number of takes for such kind of stunt. At number 5, the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier featured one of the riskiest stunts in the MCU today. A plane hijacking in the opening action sequence. 90% of the amazing set piece was accomplished in the real world. On the site, the Red Bull Air Force and a crew of experienced wingsuit pilots also aided. They were traveling at a speed of 140 miles an hour, and they were only 6 inches apart as the scene required them to be as precise as possible. This scene was so dangerous that only the best and expert wingsuit pilots were allowed to do this. Number 4, Robert Downey Jr.'s lookalike Glenn Foster undertook the most perilous stunt of his career during filming the climactic construction site combat in Iron Man 3. Foster had to jump off cranes that were 300 to 400 feet high, and the scene was shot at night, making the act considerably riskier. At number 3, in several MCU films, Daniel Hargrave acted as Chris Evans' stunt double. But it was while filming the Wakanda battle in Avengers Infinity War that he had one of his most bizarre experiences performing perilous stunts. Hargrave's chest was wired to make it appear as if he was sprinting significantly faster. Hargrave tripped as a result of a misstep, and he was unable to keep up with the winch. He was pulled face first for around 20 yards, passing all the superheroes. At number 2, while Chris Pratt's Star-Lord mask includes a built-in fan and vent to keep him cool, Chris Romrell, his stunt double, didn't have the same luxury. Romrell found it more difficult to see through the mask. It became more of a liability after a while, and he hit the back of his head during an action scene in Infinity War that required him to perform a backflip, shattering the mask off his face. Romrell, on the other hand, was unharmed. And at number 1, when Bobby Holland Hampton stood in for Evans in Age of Ultron, he had to record one of the riskiest scenes as a double. During the vehicle pursuit scenes in Seoul, he had to ride a door around the streets of the South Korean capital. He wouldn't have been able to double for Hemsworth just a few weeks later if he'd made one wrong move. Well guys, that's it for this one. What'd you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified about the latest videos on our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.